What's up, everybody? So today's video, we are now at the 1 year of owning the 2016 Nissan 370Z Nismo Edition. Honestly, I can't believe it's already been a year owning this car. It is a phenomenal vehicle, and I will continually say it time and time again. If you're looking for a sports car, check out a 370Z, and if a 2015 or newer Nismo is in your budget, absolutely buy it because you are going to love it. It has been a fun road. For those of you who are newer to the channel, before I bought this, I had a 2012 370Z. It was a sport model with the touring and tech package. I only owned that one for 6 months, and then when this one came up, I traded it in, and obviously I've been rolling in this car now for a whole year. So for the 1 year update, I'm going to go over a few things. We'll talk about the running costs, things I like, things I dislike, what I've done to this car, how I've driven it, and then finishing it up with the future plans. So to start off with the cost of this car. So I'm 24 years old. Of course, I own this. It's in my name, all that kind of good stuff. Insurance is just over $1,000 a year. That is full coverage, every single thing that is needed to responsibly own this vehicle in case something bad happens. It was only about $100 more a year than the 2012Z and actually cheaper than the Genesis Coupe. So not too much to insure. And then when we talk about gas, honestly, I don't drive that much as far as daily driving commute because I live really close to where I work. I get about 23 miles per gallon on average, about 30 on the highway. As far as any maintenance, the only bit of maintenance I've done to this car is one oil change. I think that was $30, but that is all I've had to do to it. It has been reliable. Absolutely nothing has gone wrong with the vehicle. Now, as far as what I've done to the car, recently I did have a lot of mods. I had the cold air intake, the high flow cats, resonated short tails, coilovers, and then the Vossen 20-inch wheels. Right now it's all back to stock, and I will say all those performance parts that I did made such a big difference. Like right now the car just, it is not quite as tight feeling, and of course doesn't sound nearly as good as what it used to. The performance parts that I actually put on the car genuinely gave it about 30 more wheel horsepower and 20 more wheel torque. This car, when I've talked with the tuners of these cars, bolt-on parts for this car at least actually do add power. The ECU is smart enough to change up a little bit so the car can make a little bit more power, and with all the parts have added a nice amount of power. I don't think the resonated short tails really did anything as far as dyno numbers go, but it gave the car that insanely awesome sound. Cold air intake though, I would highly recommend getting one. It was very noticeable with the driving, and then of course the high flow cat's the same thing. Now, as you guys saw in a recent video, my check engine light did come on after 1,000 miles with the high flow cats, and talking with a lot of people, that is actually a very common thing with any high flow cat. So not the cat's fault, that's just how it works. And then with the suspension, the coilovers absolutely are better than stock. It was so stiff and amazing feeling as far as a sports car goes. It was incredibly flat when I was on the track in the mountains with it. Now it's not bad, it's just there's a little bit of wobble to the suspension, a little bit of body roll. It's still a really, really good handling car. That's something that the Nismo especially definitely has to offer. It's really good driving. Everything feels like a really good sports car, but the coilovers were an upgrade. And then the wheels, I loved the 20-inch wheels that I had on it. It looked amazing. I'm still keeping them. I can still use them since they have brand new tires on them, so I'm not 100% wanting to get rid of them or not, but I definitely loved the look that I had on the car. So for the driving that I've done, I did bring this to VIR and did a track day with it. It wasn't 100% full-on track day. It was more of a charity lap day, but I was still able to get up to 130 miles an hour and going 90 around turns. So I was able to experience this car in a track setting, actually testing out some of its capabilities, and I was very, very impressed with it. I drove my 2012Z on the track, and I took my Genesis Coupe on the track, and like you would expect, this one did the best out of the three. Especially with the coilovers, it was insanely flat around all the turns, plenty of power to get up and go, and just, it was absolutely at home or out on the racetrack, and I had a blast doing that. I brought it to the mountains a few times, and as you would expect, it is an absolute blast out there. A really good weight balance and handling characteristics and power balance with the car, that when you take turns, downshift a little bit, when you accelerate out of a turn, it feels right. It's not over powerful to where you can really get loose, but it's nowhere close to being underpowered to where you can't get up and go out of a turn. So performance driving this car, it's been awesome, and I really, really like driving it in any type of performance setting. This is my only car. I've been daily driving it. I also ride my motorcycle as much as I can when it's not freezing weather out, but I drive it as much as I can, and I find that storage space and just drivability, it's nothing hard. It's not a car that you can't daily drive. It doesn't have the biggest trunk, there's no back seats, but I've been able to go on weekend trips, long trips with it, and honestly I can fit everything I need to in the car, and I've had really no complaints as far as a daily driver goes. So some of my favorite things about this car, let's talk about the transmission. So 6-speed manual transmission. The rev matching is a lot of fun to play with, especially with a good exhaust. Suspension, as we go over some train tracks, it's really good. In the stock form, it's got a good ride to it. It's not super abrupt to where you're breaking your back, but it is stiff enough to handle very well around the racetrack. I really like the power in the car. So third gear, I mean, it's so responsive, and that is probably one of the biggest things about this car. It's not the fastest car out there, but it's really, really responsive in the way it works. When you pin it, if you're at least above 3,000 RPM, the car takes off, and it is quick enough. 0 to 60 is under 5 seconds, plenty quick for what it is. And I've really had no complaints as far as any type of acceleration with the car. Braking is good. Everything that the performance setting is looking for, this car has. I also really like the interior of the car. Some people say it's out of date and nothing special about it, but I honestly, in my opinion, think it is really sporty looking. I love how you get the Alcantara on the steering wheel, the red stripe, the leather trim and red stitching on the dash also give it a nice look, and with the tech package I have the navigation. So I think it's pretty well equipped for what it is. I mean, I don't need a Mercedes with every single luxury option. I just like kind of having some of the basics, but as far as a sporty interior goes, honestly I can't find anything to complain about the interior. These seats are absolutely my favorite thing about the interior of this car and are absolutely a selling feature with the Nismo. The moment I sat in this car for the first time, I instantly knew that it had to be my next car just because the bucket seats are so comfortable. The standard seats in the 370 I really didn't find too comfortable. The base didn't go far up my leg, there's really no bolstering, and they just felt like I was sitting on top of them. They seemed like they're too short of a seat. Now I'm 5'11", nothing too crazy tall or anything, but I just felt like I was too tall for them. With these, however, I am sitting into them. I'm really cradled. The bolsters right around here are perfect, and the base is absolutely really nice to just sit in. So I love the seats, and honestly, if I could, I want to take this driver's seat out and put it in an office chair and sit in it every single day. So I love the interior. The exterior looks are fantastic. It's super sporty looking. It just has a very muscular appearance, and every time I'm driving the car, people look at the car and it gets so many looks that I wasn't expecting. They modeled a lot of the car after the Nismo GT-R, and it shows. The exterior it has an amazing look, and I really have trouble finding things that are wrong with this car. So let's talk about the dislikes. What do I dislike about the car? Honestly, there's nothing that really comes out as something that I think sucks about the vehicle. It's not the quietest. There is road noise, so understand that if you're going to buy the car. Obviously, it's not the most roomy, being only a 2-seater and a small trunk, but you're not buying this car because you want a luxury car with a lot of space. You're buying it because you want a raw sports car that has something that really no other car on the market, especially in this price point, has to offer. This car really is like an outdated sports car in the modern world. And I'm not calling it outdated as a negative way to say that, but what I mean by that, it's a raw car with your basics. It's got a powerful engine, rear-wheel drive, a limited slip, a brilliant manual, obviously beautiful bucket seats, and it's just a car you can drive as a driver's car. There really aren't any cars like this in the class, and that's something that really stands out to me. It just has the pure fun basics to make it just fun to drive. So the only thing I'd really change with the car, while I love the Alcantara steering wheel, I think it looks amazing and I've always loved the look of it, I would rather not own a car with the Alcantara steering wheel just because it's a material that absorbs stuff. I mean, if your hands get a little sweaty or grimy for whatever reason, the left side of the steering wheel is getting pretty matted. It doesn't look like it did when I bought it. I do need to maintain it better, and if you are going to have a car with an Alcantara steering wheel, you need to at least every 5,000 miles or so clean it somehow, buy the proper brush, the proper liquids to clean it, and keep it fresh, keep it good looking. So aside from that, that's really the only drawback. I would rather have a leather steering wheel because there's really no maintenance to do on it, but if you maintain it properly, I'm sure you can keep the Alcantara going very nicely, because I've been in some cars with like 40 and 50,000 miles that have Alcantara steering wheels, and the steering wheels look horrible. It looks like gooey, matted down leather. And you probably can't bring it back to life at that point. So maintain it in its young age, keep it looking good. But aside from that, I think the car is pretty awesome. It's been a heck of a lot of fun to drive. It's really done every single thing that I was expecting it to. So now let's talk about the future plans with the 370Z. So in my last video, I put it all back to stock and I said that I'm going a much different route for the vehicle. So the future of this car actually starts 10 years ago. For the last decade of my life, I've been dreaming about a certain thing. And 2 years ago, when I graduated college, I set a goal to be able to do this before I turned 25 years old. Of course, you guys will see what I'm talking about in my next video. But the last 2 years of my life, I have been absolutely dedicated to sticking to the plan that I came up with, working towards my goal to make sure I could achieve this before 25. I turned 24 2 months ago, so I'm 10 months in advance, which is mind-blowing, to be honest. I can't thank you guys enough for the support the last year owning this Nismo 370Z. It has been a fantastic car, and I am always going to say, if you're looking for a sports car, find a 370Z in your price range. They are a really fun car. You guys have supported this car so much, really enjoyed it, and the next chapter of my life and the channel, I think you guys are going to really enjoy. So anyway, that about sums up 1 year owning the Nismo 370Z. It's been a great car, but when I bought it, I had a certain goal in mind, and I've been working towards it for the last 2 years, like I said. And to finish up the video, don't listen to the haters. Continually motivate yourself every single day. Whatever your dream is, remind yourself of it every single day. Never stop working towards it, and you can actually achieve what you want to in life. So that wraps up the video, guys. I will see you next video.